Hi everybody. So what we're going to do now is we should be in the part of our research project where we have created 3 research questions that we wanted to research. We have read a ton of material and taken some notes that we think will be sufficient for us to write a pretty long research paper. And when I say long, I don't mean that we're going to be doing 10 pages, but this should be by far the longest thing that you've written this year. So you need to make sure that you have gathered as much information as you possibly can. In fact, as we go on to write, there might be a time where you realize that you just do not have enough and you have to go back to research. And that is fine as long as you always remember to write down the citation information so you know what information came from what source. But what we're going to do next is we're going to start thinking about planning and organizing our essay. And a good way to start to think about that is by doing our introduction paragraph. The reason why the introduction is a good place to start here instead of doing an entire outline first of organization is because the introduction actually sets up the organization for your paper. We've talked before about how the introduction paragraph is like a funnel or an upside down triangle, and this is the front of the packet that you should have. We talked for your literary analysis that an introduction is a hook, a bridge, sentence or sentences, and a thesis statement. It is no different here, with the exception of we're not writing about a literary piece, so we don't need a summary statement. We're going to use an actual hook now, and I'm going to show you strategies for that, an actual hook and a bridge to get to the most important part of our paper. The thesis statement is going to set up your introduction. It's going to actually set up your main idea of what you're writing about, and it's going to organize your paper for you. So we're going to work on that. As you look through this packet, you're going to see a lot of notes and information for things to do. So for example, you're going to start with writing an introductory paragraph, the 3 parts. I'm going to give you some strategies for how to write a hook. Then I'm going to teach you how to write a thesis statement for a research paper. Let me get all this stuff. And then it says time to write. So actually, we're going to kind of start backwards. I want to show you what the final project or the final product should be like before you actually start with your notes and things. So if we go here, I want you actually to flip to page 6. Page 6 starts with example number 2. And the reason I want you to start here is because this is the research topic that I've been showing you through all of our videos so far. So what we're going to do in order to build our intro is we have to figure out a subject, we have to figure out an opinion, research questions, topic sentences, thesis statement, all the things. Before we go over any of that, I'm going to show you. This is the end product. So even an informal poll of teenagers today would reveal a hidden truth. Teens cannot sleep. Whether because of disrupted circadian rhythms in the brain or because of the newfound issues with smartphone usage at bedtime, notably sleep procrastination, teens are having more and more trouble falling asleep and staying asleep. This struggle, called insomnia, is a growing issue in America. Insomnia, which the brain plays a significant role in, is an issue for some teenagers because it differs from well-studied insomnia in adults, and it can have some serious long-term effects for sufferers. So that's a very solid introduction for my research paper. You can hopefully tell that I have researched and studied this, and I'm starting to know what I'm talking about. I should be able to point out some parts of the paragraph for you. Here's my hook. This should be kind of interesting and engaging. Then I have what I would call my bridge sentences, and in this case I have 2 bridge sentences. That's kind of starting from my hook and narrowing down to my topic, and then I have my thesis statement. So the question is, how did I get here? And I want to show you that I started with this. You all have a couple of these things done already. So you can immediately go here and fill in your topic. My topic, insomnia in teenagers. The other thing I already have done are sample research questions. So these should look familiar. These are the questions that I started with. The work I need to do is here, and then ultimately here in my thesis statement. In order to even to get to any of the rest of it, I'm going to start with these three things. When we are looking at our topic, what I want you to be able to do is formulate an opinion. Now, this is really tricky because I told you before that this is an informative paper. This is not an argumentative paper. So, for example, if you have been researching the history of abortion, an incredibly controversial subject, I do not want to know if you think that abortion should be legal or not. Honestly, I don't want to know for this. What I want you to do as far as an opinion is, you need to write an arguable statement, but it can't be too arguable. And what I mean by that is, it's an opinion, but it is an opinion that most people would agree with. So for example, insomnia is a difficult issue for teenagers. No one's going to look at that and argue with me and say like, actually, that's not true and that kind of thing. Right? For the most part, people are going to look at that and say, yeah, that's probably true. So you have to be really careful in determining what your opinion is, because we don't want it to go too far to an argumentative essay. I don't really want your opinion in this. I want you to teach me things. So I'm going to teach you things about insomnia that kind of help me prove that, well, the research that I've done about insomnia shows that it's an issue for teens. The next thing that I'm going to do, and this is in your packet, and we will have done this, I'm trying to think of where it is. Oh no, I'm sorry, it's not yet, okay, is that I'm going to do topic sentences. So my questions essentially are going to make up my 3 body paragraphs, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here and I'm going to do my first sample question. I'm going to pretend that's my first body paragraph. What in the brain causes insomnia? I need to flip that around into a topic sentence. So when I'm doing that, I have to get rid of my question mark. I have to get rid of my question word. So what in the brain causes insomnia has become for me, the brain plays a large role in a person's inability to sleep. It could have been simpler. The brain plays a large role in insomnia. Okay? My question, how does insomnia for teenagers differ from insomnia for adults? I'm going to get rid of my question mark. I'm going to get rid of my question words. How does? And now it's going to become this. Insomnia is quite different for teens than for adults. And the last one is, number 3, what long-term effects does insomnia have on the brain and on the body? Getting rid of my question, I'm getting rid of my question word, and I'm going to say insomnia, and I'm beefing it up here because I like words as an English teacher. Insomnia, though it may only last a short period of time for some teens, can have some long-term effects. I could have also said insomnia causes long-term effects on the brain and the body. Okay? So what's important here is I'm already setting up the structure of my essay. So I'm going to have my intro, and then here is my first body paragraph, my second body paragraph, my third body paragraph. I know what they're all going to be about. What I have to do for my thesis is try to combine all of those topics into one sentence. And this is where it gets a little bit tricky. We will, by accident, write run-on sentences, but that is okay. I will help you fix them. What you can't do is just combine all 3 of these with a comma. It doesn't work. What we need to do is we are going to take our sample opinion and we're going to underline it. We are going to take all of our topic sentences and I want you to highlight them in a different color. So I have yellow, blue, pink. We have to try to work all of those things, our topic, our opinion, and our 3 main ideas into a thesis statement. They also have to be in order of how we're going to talk about them in our paper. So if we look here, insomnia, which the brain plays a significant role in, is an issue for some teenagers because it differs from well-studied insomnia in adults and it can have some long-term effects for sufferers. So what I have done is I've taken my topic, here it is, insomnia. I've put my opinion in. In this case, I actually kind of flipped it, which is fine. I could have said insomnia is an issue for some teenagers, and then I could have had the brain thing next, but I thought it sounded better this way. Then I'm going to have something that suggests I'm going to talk about the brain. Something that suggests the next thing is I'm going to talk about how it differs from adults. And then the last thing I'm going to talk about is long-term effects. So all of that goes together into a three-part thesis statement. That is a well-written sentence. It's not a run-on sentence. It's not 3 sentences long. You notice that I had to change the wording here to make it fit into a sentence. That's okay. I cannot just list sentence, comma, sentence, comma, sentence, comma. It will not work. So I want you to work hard on this. I want you to think, how can I first create my opinion? How can I create my 3 topic sentences? And then how can I put my topic, my opinion, and all of my main ideas into a 3-part thesis statement? After we've done this, we'll move here to the different parts of the intro, but this must be done and checked by me first. Good luck. And one very last thing, when you have written your 3-part thesis, I want you to underline your opinion and highlight your main ideas to match so that then I can check them a little bit easier, okay? So again, good luck. Let me know when you're done so I can look at your work.